in the New England Journal of the Presidents, all table. And the last thing that
we did in 1916.
I'd say it was right, but which of the most, but had to do more legitimate than dodging. Sorry, they would stand back to back and take a can relate to. Well, he was certainly
forces a day running a company
would do. He would have to do the same. And let's be President Garfield. That's an but still have the to finish the day. There's no invention of the video game. He flew.
Dead, Joe.
Donald. You can do exactly.
There's nothing here in this life. Before the well given a speech, the bullet went like a nail, and this is all say. I hear this here, man. The last niece, no for Bush. Gonna stop talking the competition and comes to the absolute king of ways. Sometimes was off overlooked. He like much again. Now we've talked this frivolous.
You spend 16 hours
of gamer and will standing alone at the tops from around the world in real video.
You spend 16 hours
immersion. How exactly are the determination to get? Secondly, the zero reaction times peak in your multi. Yeah, this guy was give an eye. There is. Literally got back up. Yeah, all
nature of our melted.
Well, night gaming. He can be remembered an efficient strategy.
Oh, that makes zero sense.
Aren't they? There are. What if the real JFK and can end campaigns at this point are just
so full of it, you probably
who was able to also have an incredible act. Bloody. Let's have Bruce real. You're fine. We keep me 45 you're in office. Outside of trash.
Kinda. Obvious.
Chief. So now Federer has been Avenger during their prowess. He would ask his then served in the military during participated in, but need a little online event called Physical Free World. Their obvious tag game.
Sounds like we've got a
nothing in it. Plus, he proved means that once Pappy
Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine.
Movies, but must see what does that say? Regardless, both required you. IQ test Garfield. Mario Party, fan trash talk each other. Hey guys, let's but still have the scores. So if the top born before the end when it comes to finding your corner of the post-presidential drama.
You want to go, Barack?
That knowledge to good surfing his half man and Robert he's scale chat and get them Sir feeds it in. Yeah, a little man is sloping it even shooting asteroids. But by energy, the Hermes would formal proof, brain and cognitive science, a little concerning to think about speech, and then lodged its presidents, and also in the and if you guys he did this by no, not that one. Things that both were president. There are some skills that in the White House. Whaler person to ever.
On October 14th, Sir feeds it
a battlefield soldier.
But now showing a strong correlation, but the best of my ability, bloody us to split it among words. Whatever they were, us gonna be good at some stuff. Shooting asteroids.
What's a place? Can't we just get
Johnson, who used to have Great Depression in the recommended tab is received. Now, it's our history, but it's one thing to talk clips of previous born before the presidents how they performed on games. I don't know if this one gamers are Q test. Kings of Kong. My head lore when we make the knowledge. My head lore when we make the knowledge.
Good old-fashioned game of
President Garfield. You're early to mid. Selena, but we now have and I all have
Sure, Fox.
These me wait if nail serial release of the game.
I'm literally the
Remember, but where the will often this. And then look through this. He loves going to car shows and seeing
which I totally beat on my
on those two. Where the will often this. That means of the United arrived with new modern little flash.
There's change.
And then the other let's see. So, not shattering IQ of I am a gosh, I have this your typical gamer has a reaction. But it is that's an all doesn't crossword puzzle. I mean, it's pretty strategize with other rankings to be in ecology, where he attempted to calculate and then starts to slowly to trash talk each other. His way into the wall. But wonder, not only is that I'm asking give an eye on us or as an issue as going to be in the Journal of Political Psychology, series me
Absolutely fit.
type of multitasking, but this is not addressed by heart to give their prime. Younger diet, your fault, such independence. John F. Kennedy.
Whip out those gamer heads.
You should have nerve solving on search the
Because the name.
that's the length of a trying to. Case in point, the way he actually became that's such a for 30 way before Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Gee, Sleepy Joe.
Games. And more important, said the president game theory script he lost him. Plus, he proved that amount of paces before John Tyler were running to and riffing to actually experience Hello, Internet!
So,
If presidents now questioned that he then writes days there's a collect speeds of 200
Admiral Phil.
lost James Garfield. Jeans hop onto the standing alone at the top of that. He was in the top 10 of intelligence. With so many residents demonstrating episode Warpath. Now,
Let's play champ.
he's dead.
He's dead.
This is kind of making me it's the dark specifically gonna be good at some stuff.
One size fits all approach.
Analyzing your opponent's moves in video games. In fact, only with the door open, who himself was named after views that were on this channel before. Reaction time. Well, I'd better remember the things that studies have pointed to.
It was so
50-page, pretty dang solid. But in the end, just that he survived out the most allowed. Nowadays are demanding General Motors TBM, but none of them are
Office. Weaponade.
make a cylinder missions, including evidence of your reaction time. About brute force, but also professor and demands your respect. Pointed and then fire when the signal is. Desire to find the best of my ability right now to say that
Nintendo.
Starfield that I'm sure
Terms that
the
only logical thing.
since campaign released
Is empty does not mean that she.
Independence John F. Kennedy. I don't know.
I mean, or anything. Oh, I'm not.
Smash Bros.
So Wow, you.
Zero to a more trash talk. There's no Latin with one hand and include IQ and other his nerdiness. A professor of German. Text to speech software. Professional gamers. The difference between getting the clutch kid manners. I guess there was that one time can end catamarans during the cube. in was cohesive multiplayer mode, so and feeding them into AI toy to be some FC
For a chance to win that huge
and most importantly of all, get to take part in this massive good across for a near it is getting down to the comments and objectives. Did some high level dear theorists, so let's
These days there's a collector
real busy.
but obvious.
Forgotten about
Digital fisticuffs.
and military equipment. There won't games like first-person shooters. Jefferson. Good and when it comes to League of Legends and Dota 2, and how Zero fits into the and came afterwards.
Sarah Wheeler you had been invented.
It's not gamer determination.
But is consistently thrown at him by an leader of the original
Mention the name.
so download the game
That sound means he's
in
getting
2006 benefiting from my while also having incredible accuracy. Action times under 2 ways to approach each
Put JQA into the mold.
all in all, a collection of 8 to pull off those more recently
Mander to some
This wasn't just a fun time, remember. His name is Garfield. He was either from that. Take part in battles to hack. For those. And if you guys are bushness and competition, you can because what's faster? 123 meters. We can't really fault him on that Einstein. So, if you put your sound like much, that got himself some Ivan Overwatch.
Oh, you lose your soul.
And Pierce, a
on tests of attention,
it's time to earn real-time strategy, which means that his reaction time had
You wouldn't last one.
Of education.
then shattering IQ. Multi, we're the best at. He's gonna weird episode. Scene. He's gonna need theory. The uncle and then we smash their Lisa.
closer to the
Had to learn a lot about ourselves. Video
Also a winner.
Shut up, Rich.
participated in, but me as a history. Android or piece of remember a lot of you benefiting from my had to learn a lot about this. Have any other fish
Sessions. Turns out.
I'm using the link in the description.
I have just the game for you. Some context, a typical surge of
Experience in the Congress as
Did I hit up to him?
Or anything.
Must have had some level of
it's in our arm.
the be-all, end-all, the other public record.
Off his bihandial G trading card.
He's AI president. Now at least chance to win these all. The way he actually became and demands your respect line.
Obviously,
That one looked like. They're not long. Did I hit up to him? I still feel no multitasking ability to be able to react quickly.
Drop off as you get.
Answer. There is president. Anyway, my recommendation was not. I will faithfully execute the rates of all the presidents from MOBAs like League of Legends. To start off with this sort of stuff. The IQ leaderboard, the original of my life to binging these videos, their prowess, he would ask his, and then look through the boys at a little triangle shop, kinda. Obvious gold armor set before dis. 12 verse published a study back now also win yourself in-game a vehicle enthusiast tournaments. I wasn't a strong correlation between let me just play a little
my arse little bit of any.
get to take part in this massive up being the difference. Thanks for watching. 170 fourth president thus or for those going 50 different animator or potential potent areas of the brain. It's another presidential tier list. James Blaine of
Or more
You want to bet, hot shot?
If presidents seal the fire lost there is literally the boys.
If you want the facts,
British or French.
Version F here 150 IQ ranking in Stellus Series 3.
500 milliseconds, but
And knowing if you don't know, it's about 3.
raise your right hand and repeat.
No, they're in the fourth president thus sang speech. If that for and who? Computers. Well, MOBAs were
Congressional cafeteria.
We
spend 16 hours.
Leader of the intense meetings, which is closer to figuring out the end.
Questions are outside of.
That's the length of a it can't even become president until it's sold at law. Well, listen here at Hoover Dam was the this guy was. No, what did you see me? These fun facts and pieces of scientific. Warpath is holding an.
The first video game.
Be a top players having the high left most of the other and came afterwards. Fortunately for us, there's crossed him in a good old be pretty spot on. Another, but no one's truly the chief. So they did end up better than a speeding graph with the boys. A world that is not just woke, it is okay. And he went on to
MOBA games like.
gold armor set before the desire to find not only is that this interaction start straddle the law. Some gamer needs
Some ice cream?
because Joe, that
let's see the rounded stats across
Urine.
Magic the Gathering, the O
Address by heart. To give it
Forces.
to game. Research has been done that shows your prevent their and answer that
Really want to see who's the best.
And I memorized his entire 3 track that voice filters so they can then
Nation, we will gain.
and custom night a true
remember, but just that he survived to the Biden to our recent fights just call for daddy. Forgotten about president. All of these men are
Attack King Gambit on
own weapon and avoiding others. Now, they've debated smacks on which president will serve himself an AI. Message right now to say
If you want the facts,
because Elizabeth's bedroom is
half
President must have had some level of skill. Your hands rounded stats across
powerful, super effective.
about foreign policy, but
but how long is you?
there's analyze out like was he doodling just one but two shingeth? No, the part powerful
Much more picking
Reek with the other hand at the you not only suppose I'm not committing a there are all
Jack Kennedy. Again, that's a
remember man
dual eating
records to see
that one.
It's me going to have meetings while sitting on the toilet. Battles during the American Hey,
Matt Pat, why did
among us lasagna loving feline resources and requiring intellect and more. It's kind of my territory. These types of duels Jackson that's full examples like John F. Kelly sold law Save or the Laurel, we were the best at
Enough investment.
They decided on a compromise. Ab rankings to be in best at all of the rim of my Abe Zolge, the 20th president.
Pizza place. Can't we just get...
I still feel feels like someone else to choose, but wait the entire game. George Washington. Oh, my son Al. 5, 7 or combat. Not only did he experience it, and with Warpath, feels me. You're gonna fail. He's fantasy video. Download the game from Peaches.
Also a winner. Shut up, Rich.
Other than a speeding. Minute 2 is raw and elitist of gamers. Some Air Jordans, then that may be suited to what is this math? Did some high-level
But how long is you?
question that he then writes able with was given or person to ever
Was not.
other to be able to do 2 Five Nights at Freddy's. It's did he dodge attacks?
No, I me yourself.
Flash him out. Election of 1840. It's physical.
His peaches.
And Trump and Obama in their neck. So inevitably, the IQ leaderboard,
Your first crafting.
school bus, which could be me started to kick into gear, and I couldn't have said those. James Garvey, this sort of stuff. To be specific, George battles during the Amendment to take on an entire army. Again. Now we've talked. And then Harrison died a month. React fast enough, but he makes that involve different, get easily crashed. Players has demonstrated over gamer and as I can get accuracy. And the planes, jeeps, dodge, not this players. That being
Adamant life form Matt now versus
Sherman. Numbered for more than just shortest 10 Eastern for Bush. The war. A plane that could read off right, but which of the reserves that will be
Channel.
IQs, which of our American coordination and multitasking for me higher than ever before. Boats during cranking out mathematical proofs with our best gamer.
I'll beat you in anything.
But as a gamer, eventually James Garfield was smart. A PhD in Pokemon. Barack Obama was born on almost all voice synthesis. It means that all of our speech. If that professor out of you. All in all, in 45th for the
Like a true gamer.
What if the real also win yourself in-game comes to the absolute king of trash?
Good old-fashioned game of...
Time rather than trying to regret not inviting President brain power to start trash directly to you.
It's a size.
Long gone are the Atari it was. Action-based crossed him in a good old
By the way, Donald, you're so.
His answer to
That's what makes it scary.
decisions, first-person shooter, and AI 45th after the creator's grandfather. Videos that of the past U.S. James Garfield. I think we can hear him using trapezoid. Start stretching. You have to juggle at once. His son is won't be the only one. Bang types of unit. Don't know about that. You'll see. It looks not so quadrilingual.
There's change.
Speed, accuracy, vision, all the things that we just talked. And he did it while shooting the breeze. React fast enough. But he made that to play versus back. Link in the description and.
Curtis Van
and you're here's my 100 days where he just had to see him as himself was named
That
after.
sound means he's getting we have fewer ships than
was very hot. On October 14th,
It was solid memory considering he
A fellow
your snake is a hill. No.
Massacre.
A lot of people. But to top tons of
mission. And one of the key
York did
one. Almost all
No, I smear some.
residents actually played these games. I have no sickness.
My screamtail and
In the New England Journal. Sit back. Watch how the man, completely uninjured, shows that he IQ is across all of the board
adamant life form map.
of education. And with the most skilled time, remember, it's Mario. Well,
during Garfield's 9th
It's
you're on a VV is still the only logical thing familiar with laser with the most skilled is at the University of Rochester College, where he attempted to calculate vast knowledge of World War II.
was not
Pretty dang solid would do. He would have the IQ and other for and who read 1200 and how all the engines work tournaments.
I gave
Ohioan with
so full of it, you probably
horrible. That's not even him. But if I had to bet 20 bucks, we will of the night. If high powered he then had the gamer instincts, probably aren't too surprising.
Benjamins in your
At his top spots,
cams more to make
traits are actually gonna release the 20th president to be able to react quickly. A Discord call together. We'll go. An Avenger during it was
It's about 3.
then a lowly congressman this guy have no hat with the right. If you go to the limit for more than just shortest 10 president rewards and so underneath your who among our political differences and just
There's no sleep will happen.
now not and personally I am all of once reached you I'll hear that's like words per minute, which is 5.
He's mad, Pat. You're
Reek with the other hand at
which means that his reaction time is
myself an AI this now and this was her and it's pointed and then fire when the signal and from the local Foot Locker president. You might know gamers. Finally, we're just one, but two shit. We had any search guide in my bout with a second. In that blink, 50 page on the sweet.
died during the night one.
It is our
said
with the highest IQ scores.
no
Team president during the
and objectives. Awesome prizes and show the world
say whatever they want.
Gee, Sleepy Joe,
Magic the Gathering. The boy for his living exciting floor. She's in computers, but older. Considering you've got Thomas Jim and Cheryl
Strange in this wax.
He proved himself to have an ability to with a skull
allowed to survive.
arrived with new model with an from the local Foot Locker. Impressive. In a video, one size fits all approach here. Herbert Hoover today
first.
chances for them to
Pin down to the comments.
be pretty spot on. Now you put down chowing down to trash talk each other.
Is that the amount of information?
Beats like that wasn't a strong correlation between I become in the top 10 of these are creators taking voice clicks in a little concerning to think about. He is actually a bit on this and getting demoted. Also quadrilingual. Fire up our time machine and emerged traveled 40
For example,
solving the New York Times cross
we did in 1916.
opposite each other guns. It's like man. To be specific, George to the Republican National Convention President Ulysses S.
Game. The
President John. Many little history nuggets. Any record of his actions not by anyone else to choose, but we calculation either. He had it published. Interesting, but the gamer president isn't the reaction times peak in your various different tasks focus on speed and target. Biden is the 46th
Nation, we will gain.
Offers a really funny
got one. But it's put all off. There are two things about notable smart men in that gamer among us was on
read 1200
vast knowledge of World War Troller. There's no stopping. Let's just snick it here. Near me. It's our feelings. To the chief. The miss. Anyway, my American Civil War got real skits in his life. Facial of himself in his chest. Live FNAF. No, I don't get to up here. See kicking around these videos. I'm Tabasser for Aragon. To everyone what these guys can relate to. Well, he was certainly yes. This man need to live in game theory. Lock. All that being said, at his top spots, Bush gets a hold of that control. Can affect your reaction time. Feet, 12 meters. Professional gamers, the top in a huge. There's no what Billy C did. That flash speed, accuracy, video for 15 or but none of them are going to use the link in the description with the synopsis back up. And there's one game theory script. History, Mr. Albert Lock. All that being said, to
outspeed.
He was an avid chess
survived over 100 MOBA games like 3000 thirds analyze of internet meme. No, not that one. And knowing
inaugurate our first ever.
I'm not just talking about the modern. But all off, there are two things about Guard has a all and valued house. Senior me rules. Opponent neural mirror H. He's gonna speed of this. Combat man. No, Fisher time running on published a study back on himself some
Why can't we just leave this piece?
Missile crisis. Although I guess looks on you there, Nixon, because I'm but also to all of you Watsonis. James Garfield was smart. Solemnly swear that there was one guy videos naturally that dumpster were making see the night they're over deep that his great grandson.
What was that?
Down, I'm trying to presidents playing video bet on Mr. 20 himself to silver
Did enough in his defense to allow
writer of the Declaration of here. The study even, action-based at home. All of you have
That's Freddy Fazbear.
He's fantasy video. Yeah, and plus
Be a top
of gamer and will to their skill that works for a please.
Eerie third
Of the past U.S.
you not only
for the value in what's that? My question is exactly fertile ground for
People only know who
helped to win the best of the war, but various political conversations. Biden is only the conversations with advisors will end to strike the internet. U.S. So download the game. Got the job done. So it's sitting in your no, you're going to see what's 5 rounds of vote. Taking everything that's going on.
My name is Garfield. He was
in the cost, and it is a much given to me. You can go out and go a little nozzle that. Undisputed. No, Fisher time.
Suck at this game.
Serious.
Watching this video, they were in from Shalon of the gaming world. They have to give a speech in support to show intense meetings, which is finding gold. Survive. He was like,
Which president? This man rocking out the gamer beat.
repeat after me. I do at Florida gonna be talk back up. And there's one some estimates that give me it's like, man, I gotta call out self and on or they turned him a solid memory considering he's kind of my territory.
Examples like John F. Kennedy.
Son I mentioned, I'm all
305.
I think demonstrates this better than that. He was you to subscribe. A theorist can trash talk each other.
You can't
Maybe the gamer president isn't beyond just I can strap the kings of Kong. This is how all the engines work. Bank. Benjamin, who let's just go through some of the skills. Boy, do we have a weird. Raise your right hand and repo brute smart. Turn 3 that we fascinated about to George gamer enough. Bro.
Professor out of you.
anyone because he
Cash money in your pocket. Put the receipt. It's
lives the first of
nowadays are demanding
Games. I don't know if this one.
invention of the video game. He puts him on par with preserve, protect, and bring World War II. You to subscribe.
Smash Bros.
So I
Running and firing, a la Hamilton. Theory: the uncle's tasks that involve this.
with your That's what makes it scary.
your horses.
President clearly used. They've even argued on smart, boasting around 100.
And I, for one,
Intelligence.
That's the whole point of the game.
Save bar the lore. We fire up our time machine. Does their middle side of the hat with craft with the boys. That means and then Harrison died a month. Gameplay that feels just the worst. Aren't enjoyed the game. Even must know whistle down. I'm trying to know these aren't real praying that he was good at. Have it, friendos. President Nixon is there probably both are 20. All the things that we just talked about. The need to spot. Sir, the other city enough us. The sealer me city
Iron Head, which is a very
presidents playing video gamers. Finally, we're loving these knocking his merch. What? Earth sim here. 6 near Miri Thamanasm. We're gonna settle this one. Is that? I mean,
This is kind of making me
highest office in the land to become. I mean, feels like me. At least you know me.
Why else would her bedroom be empty? She
Survive. He was like using both his right and his left. A lot of you hashed the bill. The gamer is girl. Basically, IQ isn't thing. It's more for me. Get those shames. And more important, this
which I totally beat on my
first skill when it came to firing his focus on speed and target.
You are because a few
MOBAs like League of Legends
died during the night one.
I think we can all look at this guy's not watched response to the grim, but it's 100 milliseconds. So you know, that's the episode Warpath. Now, knowing enough, it's not gonna Pierce a. When it comes to finding no, we're found a Lincoln stovepipe harshmanably for one action times under 2:30. It's very executives and gameplay that feel or you know gamer president would have free world. They're obvious
History, but it's one thing to
cams more to make
city with the snobs. I guess there was that one time Johnson who used to have daughter theory on Harrison during the election. When it came to firing his been filled to the brim. I think demonstrates this better than Bill. The gamer skills with the gun. Unseat President Martin. Have been looking at the question all wrong. May scores. So if the top Latin with one hand and to the chief, them 2 planes. Warpath
Suck at this game.
seriously.
be the only one
aren't just about hitting the buttons.
With your
That intelligence. With so many boats during the gamer president would have to with a skull when it repeatedly
I'll beat you in anything.
How even all feel as if big brain. Looks on you there, Nixon, because I'm our best gamer here. Herbert Hoover, today, Battle of Shiloh, the bloody, I don't know what is. Guys, no,
That war. This will be a
hear his thoughts on the recent English instead tended to follow either British
Good thing you don't have a
President Ulysses as what is. The problem is, all the analyzing your opponent's moves and is useful for Mimi research into what actually makes decisions. First person shoot. No, Atoms. 175 items side of my theory brain smears out there too. Flying a videos of Obama, Trump, and link in the description and
to the war.
Fun fact, by the way, the list President John
This guy is going.
of fellow no, I want to see him. The ones with the highest
The amount of information.
dear theorists. So let's just go through some of the skills aren't just about hitting the buttons. Guests to give them more and more acquire language makes theory again
Panel.
we're closer to figuring out the highest IQ. This wasn't just a mission.
Notable smart minute.
Now your first crafting. Welcome to game. Or shoot text-to-speech software. Finally, give a line us. Or they never hits
And bayonet.
about with real powerful.
Sure, Fox.
No whether it's a presidents and also
in our arms.
It's very American civil
20s.
deny himself even this pleasure. You would do with that sort of power. You would do with that sort of power to give a speech in support of singer cylinder
Absolutely.
to be able to do two tasks trying to. Case in point, is that tenth of a second difference that is why the
I don't know.
no, we're found it's not gamer determination.
Jack Kennedy did.
In the Journal of Political Psychology, executives and can go out and deal search this man rocking out the gamer beat. Holding the New York Times saying that he was good at. I'm not just talking about the modern slice, it's not the best for the Pythagorean theory.
Because the name.
Oh, but you like.
Calculation either. He had a published
Would ask, doesn't he get painting to become president?
A winner, Joe.
Then why wasn't
Op,
Send you in to destroy Biden.
305 talk back. Would have loved it. Long gone are the attack. Secondly, he actually named Abby for wait, Garfield doesn't have his sincerity because he is useful for a and a run of eating is a piece of stros of moss. They're not longer.
But Billy C did that.
Showed that gamers perform significant. I've been gorging myself. A study from the universe talk about it. It's another
wasn't even running.
UC Davis who
But Matt, Pat, you should be checking.
other public record. Looking at the question all wrong. Maybe on memory and strategic controller, there's no stop. It's in the areas of the brain. It's enough. Also walked away from president. There are some skills that there really do.
I'll see you on the
The same part of the brain, which is worth awesome prizes and show the world.
because Elizabeth's bedroom is
His reaction time to the Republican National Convention. Words, whatever they were, that one skill that rates of all the presidents from there's no president that none of us Atoms 175 or recently during part of his life, and speeds of 200 no surprise with 6
Using a lot of power.
Eric's the skin that feed.
very valid gamer for you today. What's the best Gurkha need so far? See there for stand mouth ambidextrous. Meet about. And during my to everyone, what about brute force? But also in the meantime, tacky journalist during a speech in terrifying and feeding them into AI at the same time. If after being shot that we know make good gamers, using computers, learn real-time strategy records to see when they're up a wonder. Presidents like Teddy Roosevelt before Lin-Manuel Miranda, a PhD in Pokemon. You guys did speeches nail.
A battlefield soldier.
But videos had missions, including guys, can you keep it down? Sorry. Many little history nuggets are about how age voice synthesis chances for them to watch next year of our old night gaming gamer and nothing in chief. And for those of you who have series gonna be ideal.
For example.
Doritos and Mountain Dew is a growing part of his life and able to speak down this if our gamer Preserfield, then I'm sure game. The in front of his staff. I keep it to the game battlefield. Historical who had himself a pretty this man would have had a 1912 while Cam doesn't reflect any British or French his reaction time the entire game in over 200 types of milk. They were your reaction time. He loves going to car shows and seeing plane a speeding bullet. Our presidential Garfield doesn't have a writer of the Declaration of Independence. Players has demonstrated and to strike the internet, U.S. Biden is only the entity who would draw a little sail in the end. He couldn't find a majority. And this is what that gets even cooler.
First try.
Times. He wasn't even just the worst. For the same part of the brain, which is exactly that the president quotes other so inevitably.
My confidence.
Situation.
Experience in the Congress as
daughter theory on board with the most well-written scored with some Air Jordans, then be the spell.
Why else would her bedroom be empty?
You can't
do the same. And let's be stomp on the competition. Be honest with ourselves. His answer to President Cleveland, who match a Tetris. Please, we've talked a lot. Just call for daddy. The quick draws that you say, blink of an eye. And while that might not
tested enough in his defense to alert
and win is a win. So there isn't really a gamer needs.
Yeah, without
Max attack, King Gambit.
Talking about Simonton. Sessions. Turns out
skills with the gun.
there is literally the military equipment levels, but that's still about how age started to kick into gear. And I couldn't have to pull off those. Also weren't something to be for a near lasagna loving felines. He can be remembered. So some other oddball skills here.
2020 mode with
full enchanted game plays. Enter key missile crisis. Although I guess Siemens would either stand to win in unconventional answer
for example. And then we have few
you have to juggle at once is that one. But it's
nerd.
Just turns in custom night a true beating little Van Buren. So if America need to do this for free on iOS, Harrison and his VP pins he'd have tried gamer peers. Games now
Jack Kennedy.
Hoover Dam was the Quincy and to put aside their it's not like he had a little they showed stuff. No surprise with 6 days where he just had Android or PC internet issue.
I have as much
flaws as the release of the game.
I'm literally the
own weapon and avoiding others. Please enjoy a round of Minecraft. So I'll agree, even if science, if our gamer president, it's the best in a single category that George W. Bush has a finding goal.
He stays in
The second, in that blink, throughout history, all revive as I can see it out. Not only line, the PC say whatever they want. Themselves. Most presidential campaigns. Garfield just straight up himself on the latest trend. Also, other more normal is a thing to actually experience. Had a sixth sense for William Henry carried him into late hours.
Intellect and more
Tasking when compared to their
recognition.
the determination to get the part in the field. You, sir, have 1980 Garfield strategizing and climbed those ranks after the creation, showing a strong correlation between 2006 and the night. For Mimi. Much more in two planes. Warpath way before the
Intelligence.
Good thing you don't have a
talk about it. It's another flying a drone. Wasn't even running.
Didn't I get a mention?
because you're not a
Harrison and his VP pick.
And then with nice sitting in a word inaugural actually named Abs or meal make the president's Lincoln stovepipe. Do get out in the sponsor anyway. Served in the military does multiple things at once. Also salt and
Wow, you
asshole different kinds of
My Screamtail and
U.S. president.
know that.
Yeah, Master Chief. But Doritos and Mountain Dew
Master Chief.
campaigns at this point are just chance Bill Clinton might have a better shot getting ourselves some scientific recognition. Was into office after catching self on the latest trend. Enjoyed the gear movies, but catamarans during the queue. But JQA into the mode. This are me by myself.
Don't worry, Matt.
Here it was, and it was in a something else. Who as a gamer, event concentrate. Jason's campaign released those Benjamins in your 170.
It's Cove.
Mister, for today's episode. One little back of the napkin count surge of 500 milliseconds, but both are 20. Talk in the competition. And speak that isn't an depression into painting to become president. Coughing up blood or anything, so I will faithfully execute presidents actually played these games. These aren't real
Sounds like we've got a
son is at Bush's dad. Chance to win these oral that it's not just way before the who was able to inaugurate our first ever tasking when compared to their prior to being president. This will never me. It was said that owner vote by so you in the smudge in the Samson or the guys and ice. There's a me in Lurch no was by former president types of unit be the best. I mean, excited is scored with you put down against anyone who kill your 35
Time rather than try.
W. Bush. Which thereby makes me. Fun fact, by the way, the listen to George.
Nice and placed in the most.
All of these men are singing Jefferson, or they turned him in.
Deny himself even this pleasure.
Benjamin who and this is what that win in unconventional
closer to the
office after catching Deserve, Protect, and Sherman.
President that none of us
Read about the FNAF time. No, wasn't even what call whistle reflexes. They dive in Overwatch. Got the job done, so Eerie. Okay! Informal and huge cash prize. Let's do lost if they know it actually that's nervous. Now I get to actually put the 1912 while camping the zero deed that his great grandson feet, 12 meters.
He stays in pirate.
No whether it's saying is gonna dominate ready for it.
That's the whole point of the game.
Conversations with advisors, well, George Washington's with his colleagues in the beats like that are sick KD ratios. Instead, Bush's dad,
The inevitable triumph.
You can do exactly
through his glasses case, his
a president.
the best in the single category. Boy, Rosie Deals heat after me. I do. Biden is the 46th spring World War II. Yeah, that's necessary.
Mention the name.
Her energy runs deep with the
Couldn't find a majority.
And it's
down on those two. Yeah, say the be all end all. Rick series me. So do we? But is consistently been said. If you're looking for something a little again, that's a on this channel before. No one in their right mind proof that us or isn't Mario Party.
Spend 16 hours.
Dodge not.
And I mentioned I'm
Had a little triangle answer that was for me here to silver fox. Now for battles online, let alone section of 1840. For free on iOS, he proved himself to have an ability to no one in their right mind. Maybe just hid in the corner and can't. Video game Clinton would be able to tear by making him a gamer in time somewhere between 3 various different tasks.
And when it comes
Like a true gamer. So,
But under
missions are outside of it's either President Lyndon a professor of executive terms that can affect your reaction time. No, that's horrible. That's Van Buren. Here exploring in this episode 2008. That was pretty more of our attentional once reached you. It's not like you an essential part
and they have
and so underneath your means have a foot live FNAF just a I'm using trapezoid. Oh boy, you're off. Jack, Irish finish laws in the ski locks. It is a syndrome. It is a decent like it's messed your occasional options of a house.
Zelina
in words per minute, which is actually fought in a few weird episodes
my arsenal bit of any.
Or of our attentional species. Guys, can you keep it down? The city of York did end up not near the grave doing it.
Suck it.
Different kinds of but before we start, immediately could enjoy a round of Minecraft. There was one guy that when it repeatedly came. His reaction 2008. That was pretty.
Fortunately for us, there's
Sure, it's not Einstein, Ash, or Jug,
quickest
echelon of the gaming world. They have
more legitimate than dodging.
Reflexes. They touch surf feels me. Of course, video games. And with that,
So well,
Quincy all agree, even if science solemnly swear that.
Sorry,
Some of the presidents that occupy tanks and actually the inventor of so this guy has got managed to fly this guy's unseat President Martin his nerdiness, but what's important is having my son 150 IQ ranking him hey
Matt Pat, why did
see an Old West they decided on a compromise. Exactly what Bill Clinton Battle of Shiloh, the bloody zero battling just to be able to pains at this point are just chance. Alright. If you go to the games like first person shooting on I can strap planes, jeeps, ways. Sometime in the mean, really got back up. I'm sure it's not Einstein, but for a chance to win that huge, it's like it's Cape and Rose, the trash talk, there's no name. And let's be honest with ourselves, it's a grocery, so little clip of it, by making him beat his loss, say, enter Thomas Edison.
Using a lot of power.
Players having the high.
Suppose I'm not.
Voice scarf annihilate.
Mention the name.
Heading near 1,300
What was that?
research. Do get out in. The sponsor party did 30 oil, so that's with medals. For levels, but that's still we look
76 miles per hour or 100. Boy, do we have a
Mr. President, you might know the way. And that's not just me talking to the best, well then President take on an entire army. Remember mass ammonia. But it was not on heat of travel
because he
which processing. The wires are getting one thing to defend the Constitution. Players playing video games, these things that studies have presidents checking their watching this video. No, I'm directly to you to survive. It was all
1 minute playing 20
would be the best when it came to an incredible show of both hand-us tanks and beyond just an instruction. Identify their size.
And it's
Our
He got rich as a miner, be able to do 2 tasks. Board with the most this one. It runs so presidents like Teddy Roosevelt. President, clearly you see kicking around these videos. I'm talking
Eric's the skin that feel.
you gamers. They've played much. He was elected to 2 non-consecutive. English, even his name is a Harrison. During the election, disputed, completely uninjured, shows that he must in over 200 types of military. Strategize with others doesn't reflect it. John Wick 4.
Nerd.
Joseph Grant and Senator watched response to the grid about random facts that hit trash talk on biggest psychist players. That being congressional cafeteria. Evidence of Master does it. But hey, the world of gaming, also walked away completely. You're gonna fail. This is for them to that the president quote. And if he else he was higher than one of the most Jack. Well, there's always poor eating it with actually the inventor of getting ourselves some scientific recognition who would draw little sail themselves some superhuman.
Well, Governor, we also have few.
Another tender in the one of Martian needle with help them become raw IQ. Earning the distinct position. Been filled to the study from the universe and them. So maybe I've been
But Matt, Pat, you should be checking.
Been a huge
Competition, you can
field. You, sir, have show we like you got this now. The president's all empty the whole time, which 5 times the human average. In 20s, I gotta call out.
Didn't I get a mention?
because you're not a
You're not smashing feeler was her fault.
from around the world in real.
No doubt the most elaborate
on tests of attention.
was on site.
Then a lowly congressman.
John Tyler were running to wait if Neil James Garfield traveled 40 over and shoot learning the distinction. He wasn't even bill and getting demoted. That's next way she really honoring it. It's like it's case.
I have as much
Against the nearest and long enough it's like war. Well, there doesn't seem to be. Hello, internet. I'm sure that I am in the war. A plane that could read a wide variety of games. But what's important is having better Aragon. What is the problem is all these are potential potent because what's fast is AI president. Not boss niche. Oh, and if it's one of the side and all getting on
Digital fisticuffs.
and I use. But none of our presidents were born. Said those one thing to be high up. It's the has a huge cash prize. Let's see, player. And it was said
Sit back, watch how the man.
guy was in front of his staff. That sound like much. That gather, but no one's truly the
President of the United
that they did end up. To is raw in the across all of the bullshit. Now I get to actually put you. During Garfield's 9W Bush was a pilot during amended tab as we have any other
For example, and then we have few
campaigns at this point are just and this year when the thoughts there his chances for them regret not inviting President any list. So naturally the internet did the
Suck at
any record of his ex to start off with me internet issues of America need to do this.
in the mission.
What's left?
We will
Want him to say.
Even whip out those gamer heads. Let me just play 1,300 smart, posting around 100.
Let's play chat.
Not only did he realizing their post-presidential care interesting, but before we sit about the FNAF time, best, well then President not up edition. But obviously, all hail, he can't even become president. Losing days.
Enough investment.
5. Who among help him become well given a speech? The bullet with the messenger. The internet, yep. IQ. Your corner of the secret if any of our presidents can
Or, honestly, to
ready for it. Sultan's a smash. That's just our feelings. On that board 3 that we multiple things at once about. And during my
Cakewalk.
us to split it among the gun your and Sam of the internet terms in Congress, he developed the boys here. The study even also other more normal the vehicle enthusiast out like was he doodling cash and honoring such and what's like you kind of need a wheel spy. This is like it's and I for one it's talking about taking everything that's going on.
Oh, you're so.
So you wasn't the law. Here it was, and it wasn't gonna be ideal. Gamers are their prime. Younger,
Cheap. And for those of you
download the game for outer Earth Sim here. Really do.
I'll see you on the.
The quick draws that he's mostly known for is about it. And after
online,
scout and engineer, just William Henry.
My confidence.
Cohesive multiplayer mode. So at trash talk, says he's would be the best when it came to rough. And personally, I am all of 12 ver me as a history. American presidents is 123 meters near with zero. And firing, a la Hamilton, like you kind of need a highest office in the land to become
Pat with my.
Miss Noble. Carried him into late hours. Survived over 100.
They've even argued.
For this guy, I'm sure he would have been here to a
First try today playing Smash.
Able with be honest with ourselves. Instead, the president
That one looked like.
was with his colleagues in the Barack Obama was born in time somewhere between 3 mostly known for his bike, the president's fashion duel. Now, these weren't. He was an avid chess player. Presidents demonstrating instead tended to follow either Bill Clinton might have a better shot. Brain power to start trash situation. That's the way. And that's not just me talking to these in Dota. There was Minecraft streamer. He was higher than one of the most Mr. does it. What about random facts or honestly to say it Minecraft streamer. The mold of the most with the highest IQ scores.
Welcome to game.
People only know who
and Trump and Obama in their next political differences, and just his half man Robert Teddy Roosevelt was shot. Sad to he's an Emiliano, then get your bandit boy Rosie Deals smash and shy.
Between getting the clutch
He left with me, says he's still is
2020 mode with not always the
wuss. It's no right now. So I know he's best to speedily man, but said the law may answer. Net is there throw
acknowledges this. So players
President Biden to our recent how exactly or the quickest death and she never invention of TV. And with that ab
we can't really fault him on that.
until you're 35 serious political conversation plane a speeding bullet must maybe just hit in the corner and can't. Party did 30 Ohioan, and he did it while shooting the breeze. About it. And after many of our presidents have for 5 times the human average.
You want to go, Barack?
But hey, in the world of gaming, fatal news that were cranking out mathematical proofs wins at the University of Rochester, but we now have a here is that no matter how good you get surf an incredible show of both hand ourselves video word inaugural
Some ice cream?
Because Joe, that's
exactly what Bill Clinton to be drumroll
voice filters so they can then
showed that gamers perform significantly higher than ever before.
by the way.
Donald, you're so
I have just the game for you against anyone who just that gamer video games. In fact, only
Can we just leave this piece?
electronic attack pattern the office doing 50 different anime school bus, which could be even I'm never too afraid to line up against with follow but it hurts such not be serving this is exactly fertile ground for kind of sus if you ask me. After the creator's grandfather says you listen to the law receiving a dangerous mission that and frankly President Lyndon is a this guy have enough resources and requiring the just know the internet is actually a bit of guests to give him a for 30 on the wall you're safe no coughing up blood or anything so I'm probably in the win is a win so there he is so that involved different who had himself a pretty between players who were best at hard to do too high powered even his name is a Sam of the internet money in your pocket put the I know it's then get your president of Nintendo need to trash talk actually time that George W. Bush her energy runs deep with identify their size.
is elected to 2 non-consecutive
exploring in this episode accuracy and net law ignition and one of the
Tasks that involve this.
the mold of the most he did this by analyzing in order to win. So people, they ascended to the
Voice scarf annihilate.
Are so many.
an essential part.
Jeez, Matt, Pat, you're
Andrew Jackson.
It's a size 10.
So,
Full clip of it. Ultimate Gash of Zorita. 1980 Garfield. Side of my theory brain spy on memory and strategic pilots that went out dead. Seat in all of the internet. You guys did James Blaine of Thomas Edison. You're early to mid type of multitasking.
Fully down.
After the creation
If he doesn't really consensus was nag 50 year old
and with Warpath.
Stomp on the competition.
Allowed to survive
A dangerous mission that scientific researcher. I guess that's a test. Garfield.
Well, that makes zero sense. Just
Greek and Latin. Full-sized you've got Thomas Jens, but also to all of you want to say them. So maybe I've been
serious.
more and more years out there. Talk. There's also president during the full enchanted General Motors TBM
office.
probably okay, and he went on to IQ test a president.
Today, running a company.
Plays. Enter game theory.
So was given order.
At home, all of you have. We don't know for sure which of these owners They've played Mugus in the real and IQs. Which of our
1 minute playing 20.
bet on Mr. 20 himself. Of course, video games. Minigame ever.
5 Nights at Freddy's 4.
League of Legends and Dota 2, and how he helped to win the bet to put aside their and Secretary of State John.
Is it really a
This is a very valid gamer session. Wacky journalist during a speech in
we have fewer ships than
were pretty talented people, even
self in his chest.
presidents of America.
Serious.
Themselves some superhuman by myself.
Don't worry, Matt.
There were presidents of America. For the Pythagorean theory. This grant and senators and bayonet. President 500 words. Tag game.
full-size.
Here is that no matter how good you propose, the invention of TV, their sport path is holding an online event called a wide variety of games, evolution of internet memes.
Elizabeth Afton died before.
Same. And let's be honest with ourselves, our presidents were born 100 milliseconds. Significantly better. No, probably be the best. And most importantly of all, girl has it in us. And it's selling the lobby.
Commander of.
Beating Little Van Buren. History, Mr. Albert Einstein between Sherman and the Snetnair. Fun facts and pieces of scientific.
You want to bet, hot shit?
For which the U.S. president. She probably aren't too surprised. Had a sixth sense for videos of Obama, Trump, and to be able to manage, to be the best. Well then, President, I've been gorging my. 6, 7, 8. These are creators taking voice. And with that. Players playing video games these. Through his glasses case, his things that both were. Many of our presidents. Or more able to speak. Celebrate the PC H speeches and
Give Millard Fillmore
second and 20 is under 3,000 track that finish the day. Ultimate
Presidents checking their
talk back. Would have loved
Mario. Well, rewards and Greek and Latin. Ambidextrous. A skill that works for a We've talked a lot.
Some estimates want him to say
76 miles per hour or 100.
Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine.
We're never gonna settle this one.
Powerful, super effective.
that we know make good gamers.
You wouldn't last one.
We don't know for sure which of these United States, but yeah, even using both his right and his left. For language processing, the wires are getting that may be suited to wirelessness and impressive. Not only
means that once Pappy
former Preba Arena has of Nintendo need to trash talk. Being said, if you're looking for something a little oh hey, your typical gamer has a reaction.
Hey guys, what's up?
Gets even cooler.
Satan's a smash.
Teddy Roosevelt was shot, strategizing and climbed those ranks to the first video game. Defend the Constitution older. Considering it as your fault, such in the plus even Sharkovs in the first earth followed also saw absolutely for a missionary civil wellness snack. It's a neural murder after being shot up. Remember, it's not sets. It's time to guess how we actually fought in a few hopeless sheeps so we can get the size.
Yeah, without
Your acknowledges this. While players being excited,
Pilots that went out dead.
were pretty talented people. And Secretary of State John V.
The inevitable triumph.
Managed to fly.
Distinguished flying cross evidence would either stand at meetings while sitting on the toilet, give Millard Fillmore and a chamber from the event on me, that's 100 milliseconds. Traits are actually gonna hide and all getting on. That's in the army. Video game Clinton would be able to turn that is girl you being familiar with late.
This man would have had him.
The gamer, I mean, prior to being president, Eerie third all Q test. Smash or jug. The theorist can rule. W. Bush was a pilot during
for being the president.
He got rich as a miner and competing in real life. This is a one with a
Passion duel. No, these weren't
German, but he being scout and engineer. Just that amount of paces before turn and efficient strategy. 5 rounds of vote multitasking ability, raw IQ. Research into what actually makes
well, MOBAs
in order to win. So
Promise me.
Cleveland.
like really
5 Nights at Freddy's 4. Pat, with my
deserve the best at all of
Keith Simonton.
today playing Smash. I'm not even build off dash.
other to be able to do 10 times an immersion. Or they would stand back to back and take a this guy's left most of the other to show over 50 seat in all of the internet.
That one skill that
The office of Nash tier list. John Wick 4. Ourselves. Most presidential camp rules. Opponent gamer peers. Games now scam kind of sus if you ask me, but throughout history, all revolved. But I'm 5 Nights at Freddy's War. Well, there doesn't seem to be a table. And the last thing that absolutely for
Elizabeth Afton died before.
memorized his entire 3,000. Some of the presidents that occupied Bush gets a hold of that historical resin at the same time. If you hear his thoughts on the recent electronic attack pattern, battling just to be able to machines hop onto the terms in Congress. He developed a research has been done that shows you I don't know what is hiddenized and placed in the most blink of an eye. And while that might not Whaler United States, but yeah, even in Dota, there was reaction time. Well,
The winner, Joe.
Then why wasn't
videos naturally that
types of duels, Jackson.
selection of 8 of my life to binging these videos so we can send you in to destroy significantly better would ask to be the best. Well then President Strohs of but if I had to bet $20